For my research video, I'd like to talk about non-digital media and traditional methods in the classroom. Using PowerPoints, slides, Kahoots, and well-crafted videos have become mainstream for instructors and teachers. The digital media is very useful to us in that we have visual, auditory, and sometimes interactive lessons that are designed to help the student learn. While this is certainly true, I would like to put forward a theory that perhaps with all the stimulus received through the digital media at our disposal, we should consider some traditional or old school techniques that we could apply in our classrooms. Any opportunity to slow the learning process down is a step in the right direction. Students should not only have the information when they need it, of course, but they must understand the information as well. For example, in one of my previous classes, the students were assigned a task of chapter readings and afterwards a short self-quiz, and were given a 10 to 15 minute lecture highlighting what the chapter would be about. The next day, we would go over the self-quiz and the chapters and see if there were any questions about it. The quiz was well scored, but not surprising as the answers are contained in the rear of the textbook. I asked questions of the students to gauge the comprehension of the reading. I didn't hear much, but I'm pretty sure I heard crickets. The students told me reading and trying to remember the chapters were rather boring. Well, fair enough. The reading could be a bit dry. For the next lecture, I made a quick PowerPoint on the subject. The students seemed to enjoy the show, however, my recommendations to take notes fell on many a deaf ear. The next day, I went through the same procedure of checking in and seeing how they were. During our Q&A session, the results were better, but they weren't really stellar. For our next chapter, we needed to cover a fairly complex subject. I elected to simply use my trusty whiteboard and a few colored pens. This particular lesson discussed taking ice at a stated temperature and changing it to steam at another stated temperature, and understanding the steps between the changes of state. To my surprise, using the board proved to be quite effective. The students demonstrated key learning objectives and responded to the step-by-step process involved with high interest. The advantage here would possibly be to having access to their instructor with their questions as they arose. Using the whiteboard as a teaching tool, I feel that having the students write down key points in a guided tour of a chosen topic aids in the retention of that topic. This is just one old school technique that I have used in my classes and had great success doing so. It is nice to have digital media with all the bells and whistles, but sometimes the old school techniques still work to the best.